Doug MPA back with another one. On my channel, I always say that there is the journey of a man or the masculine burden of being a man. And the biggest part of that masculine burden or journey is you get a job when you're 16 years old and you work until you're dead. It's going to happen, guys, to most of us. I have a story here. It says, Dear Abby, my husband retired early without telling me. It ruined our marriage. So this lady is going to talk about how her husband decided to just retire one day and how she's depressed and jealous of him being lazy. And she doesn't like the fact that she has to provide for them now. And we all know how there's a double standard, guys. Women can leave their jobs whenever they want for any reason they want. Their mental health or, they're just not happy at a job. And if they're married or they're with a significant other, the guy just has to deal with it because that's the woman you married. That's the mother of your children. So look at the double standard here, guys. We're going to get into this. Before I do that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let's get into this. It says, Dear Abby, with no discussion, my husband decided to retire 2 years ago. He said he would just take Social Security and we'd be fine. He failed to take into account that he was underage for Medicare and all of his dental and medical bills would become my responsibility since I'm still working. Luckily, I convinced him to leave Social Security alone and to roll 401k into an IRA. There have been bumps. He spent several months sitting all day long unless I asked him to do something specific. I finally put my foot down and he's now responsible for evening meals, cleanup, and laundry. Unfortunately, he does little beyond that. Most of our conversation begins with, I watched a video today. Abby, I've been working since I was 13 and I'm tired of working too. I find myself angry and jealous of my husband's laziness. I've started eating and drinking more than I used to, and we have no sex life. I have no energy to garden, go out and work, or do anything on the weekends. Any idea about how to rid myself of this jealousy? I think if I could do that, I start to feel better about the rest. A couple of things to go over here, guys. She sounds like a man. She sounds like a man whose wife has gotten fat, right? And we're supposed to just deal with it. Remember, guys, anything that your wife or significant other does, that's the woman you fell in love with. That's the woman you made a vow to. If she gains 100 pounds, you're supposed to love her anyway. If she cheats on you, you're supposed to love her anyway. So this woman, I would say to her, you're supposed to love him anyway. That's the man you married. Right, guys? And second off, it's not jealousy she's feeling. He quit his job. He doesn't have an income, so she doesn't respect him as a man. Guys, you never know if the one you're with or the woman you married is going to stick it out if you lose your job until you lose your job. So try and have as comfortable as a job, as guaranteed of a job as you can. Because, who knows why he quit? He could have had a blue collar job. He could have been a plumber and just said, screw this. He could have had a physically laborious job. He's like, you know what? I can't take this anymore and quit. But guys, women will not respect you the same if you're not bringing in an income or if she starts making more money than you. And another thing, men being the providers for the family, that respect for men doing that has been completely lost in society. We don't get credit for anything, guys. We really don't. We don't get credit for shouldering the burden of the responsibility of providing for a woman and kids. And it's funny because women don't give us credit, but then when they have to do it, they get upset. They get depressed. They stop gardening. Women, they don't want to respect men for being providers, but then they don't want to do it themselves or they get upset. So let's see what Dear Abby had to say about this woman's situation here. Although you identify your problem as jealousy, I'm not sure that's what I'd call it. Some classic symptoms of depression are ones that you listed in your letter: exhaustion, losing interest in things you used to enjoy, lack of energy, overeating, drinking, etc. It's time to consult your doctor about these symptoms, as well as the fact that you have now been forced to carry more responsibility in your marriage. You may need counseling or medication, and your doctor can refer you to someone who can provide them. It also wouldn't hurt to encourage your husband to get out of the house and exercise his brain and talents by volunteering in the community. If nothing else, it would enable him to bring more interesting dialogue into your conversations. Exposure to people with other interests and opinions could stimulate him and you. That is fairly balanced advice. I got to give Abby a round of applause. Because, a lot of these columns, i- when it comes to women's issues with men, they get all misandrous and start attacking the man and telling the woman that she should leave and her husband's a bum. But this is fairly balanced, guys. I think that she would say this to a man if if his wife decided to retire. What do you guys think? Well, she gonna have to deal with it, or she gonna have to leave. Uh, I am glad that she made him, do the evening meals, the cleanup, and the laundry. Because guys, come on, if one person isn't working, they have to do something during the day. But you know, she either has to deal with this new normal or she leaves. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.